I don't know if you want to start just with non-financial questions and then you make your decision based off that. And then, or if not, then I just ask to be put on hold just so I can make sure I have that prepared and ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, we could start and then you can always,
And we could pause if we need to.
yeah, we can pause if we need to, if we get to
All
that.
right.
You may proceed. Oh, is
All right.
everyone sworn in yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you swear them? I don't remember.
If you can both raise your right hands, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
I do. Trail Lazar.
And you're currently the father of Jazlyn, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Or yes. And at the previous hearing, you have already agreed that you have signed an acknowledgement of paternity and you're requesting to be the legal father for all purposes. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Oh, before we get too far in, I think I ordered a parenting class last time. Did everybody take their parenting classes?
I don't think so, Your Honor. I did ask.
No, I know something was supposed to be sent to me, but I never got anything.
Same for me.
Okay, you're lucky I'm not automatically referring this to district court because they will dismiss your action if you don't take a parenting class. It's expected you do it in Galveston County. You may proceed, Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Lazare, you're the father of Jazlyn, is that correct?
That's correct.
And how long has Jazlyn been residing with you?
4 years.
And where do you reside?
Galveston, Texas.
And is she zoned to the school based off your residence at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
And how has she been doing in school?
She's been doing well. She goes to school, doesn't miss any days unless she's sick or we have doctor's appointments.
Okay. And can you explain to the court the circumstances behind Jazlyn residing with you primarily at this time?
Absolutely. I've been in her life since she was born, and she's always been a big daddy's girl. So when me and her mom split up, I think that was 2014, 2015, she was still living with her mom at the time, and I would get her like every other weekend. But it was clear to me and Robin that, you know, if she had a choice, she would rather go with me because she's a daddy's girl. So when in 2020, when her mom told me she was moving to Killeen, her mom had said, "Hey, I'm going to move to Killeen. I'm going to take Jazlyn unless you want her." And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. I'll take her. That's no problem." And she's been with me ever since, and she preferred to come with me.
And has Ms. McKinney visited Jazlyn since she's been living with you? Did you say what year it was? I'm sorry.
2020.
So since Jazlyn's been living with you since 2020, has she been seeing her mom?
She has probably like 2-3 times a year.
Did she spend the night with her mom?
The most recent time she was down here was in December of last year, and she did stay the night with.
So the last time she spent the night with her mom was in December, kind of around there?
Yes, ma'am, around that time.
Okay. And has Jazlyn's mom requested that Jazlyn live with her primarily? Has she spoken to you about that? Have there been any conversations?
No, ma'am. Once we started going through all this with the court proceedings, then she started bringing it up, but she would only bring it up like during court. Before this, no, ma'am, she's never brought it up. Want her.
And where are you living right now? In a house or an apartment?
Apartment.
And does Jazlyn have her own room at your house, at your apartment?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And who else lives in your home with you?
Just her and I.
Okay. Your Honor, I pass the witness at this time.
Okay, you may call your next witness.
Hi, Ms. McKinney. Will you please state your full name for the record one more time?
Robin McKinney.
And Ms. McKinney, how long has Jazlyn resided with Mr. Lazar?
About 4 years.
And have you been seeing her this 4 years? Has she been visiting you?
Yes.
When's the last time she spent the night with you think?
I want to say the last time I was down there was actually at the beginning of the year.
Okay. And does she look okay? When you saw her in December, at the beginning of the year, did she look healthy?
Yes.
Okay. And how's she doing in school?
When I talk to her, she says she's doing fine.
Okay.
I know
Um,
she just tells me there's certain things that she has issues with in school, and I always tell her, well, if you're having issues, don't be quiet about it. Don't be the one not speaking up. Raise your hand. Let them know that you're having issues with this subject, or even stay after for tutorials.
awesome. That's great. Um, are you requesting that Jazlyn live with you or with her dad?
With me. And the reason why me and him haven't been able to talk about it outside the courtroom is due to he does have me blocked. So we're unable to actually speak to each other.
Is there any other form of communication that you have?
I call my daughter's phone, but half the time she doesn't even pick up.
Okay, but you do have access to her
Yes.
at this time. Okay. Um, where did you say you were residing?
I stay in Elgin, Texas, in Central Texas.
How far away is that from Galveston?
That's about 4 hours.
And who are you living with right now?
It's just me and my wife.
And would Jazlyn have to move schools if she moved with you?
Yes.
Okay. And do you agree that she's been living with Mr. Lazare for the past 4 years primarily?
Yes.
And will you explain to the court why you think it's in her best interest for her to live primarily with you and not him?
I feel like she stayed with him, and I thank him for keeping my daughter and keeping her healthy and safe and stuff. I don't take that away from him with him being a good provider. But at the same time, I just feel like with me not being able to travel so much because of my job, with me only being off on the weekends, and that being like just an overnight trip, and I just feel like that's not enough time. And as she gets older, I feel like she does need a relationship with her mom. And right now, our relationship is kind of like staggered because we don't get to see each other as much. We don't get to talk to each other as much. And when I do try and call her, she doesn't really pick up.
Miss McKinney, when you moved, where was Jazlyn living?
When I first moved, she was staying with Dr. Olazar
But where? Like what city?
in Galveston.
Okay. And so you moved away 4 hours. Is that what I
Correct.
understood? Okay. All right. And if the judge decides that you get to have the exclusive right to designate the residence of Jazlyn, are you willing to move back to Galveston so that she could be close to her dad?
No, because I feel like um, it's plenty of parents that stay far away and they make it work. Um, when I had left, I did tell him I want to take her with me. And he said he wasn't willing to meet me halfway or go that far to get her. So even if I was granted the rights, we would still have to work something out if he wanted to still continue to see her, because 4 hours away, we can meet at a marking point.
Ms. McKinney, are you willing to do the same? You're asking him to drive to visit Jazlyn. Are you willing to drive to visit Jazlyn to Galveston?
Yes.
Okay, just check. Um, have you attended any doctor's appointment with Jazlyn in the last 4 years, Ms.
No.
McKinney? Have you attended any school functions with Jazlyn for the last 4 years? Have you had a chance?
No, ma'am. Due to my job, I can't.
No? Okay. Um, Your Honor, I passed the witness.
Okay. Do you have any further witnesses?
I would just like to call Mr. Lazaro one more time.
You may do so.
Mr. Lazare, are you willing to drive to visit Jazlyn? Well, I'll take that question back. Did Ms. McKinney, has she been driving to Galveston to visit Jazlyn at your residence the last 4
No,
years?
no, ma'am. When she visits, I'll take my daughter to Miss McKinney's mother's house. She lives in Texas City, so that's where she visits her.
Okay. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Who lives in Texas City? I'm sorry.
Miss
Grandma.
McKinney's mother.
Maternal grandma, is that right, Mr. Lazaire?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Mr. Lazaire, are you requesting the exclusive right to designate the resident of Jazlyn? Are you requesting Jazlyn live with you?
Right, right.
And okay.
Are you wanting me to make like a partial ruling at this point? So before we go forward?
Yes, Your Honor, just so that I can get ready the next part of things if the case is not going to get referred. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm not going to refer it. I'm going to continue with Mr. Lazar having the right to determine the primary residence within the state of Texas. I think I'm going to do a temporary order again because they need to take that parenting class. Just listening to the answers being given and the issues in this case and the distance. There's a reason I ordered it last time, and I truly believe it's still needed. And so you all need to take the parenting class. I'm serious when I order that.
Understood, Your Honor. I'll make sure they get. I'll look up the actual
I'm not
class.
sure if CC1 doesn't have it. I know the 306 has the list, but CC1 also.
CC1.
And we'll go from there, but we still have to do visitation and.
Yes, Your Honor. If I may continue that part, and then maybe we can have a break just so. Mr. Lazaire, are you requesting that Ms. McKinney have visitation pursuant to a standard possession order, which is the regular visitation schedule?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
And are you requesting that Ms. McKinney pick up Jazlyn at your residence or at a halfway point? Are you willing to meet? Can you explain to the judge if what you prefer?
I would prefer my house, but I'd be willing to work with her and do a halfway point. That's okay.
Okay. So just to confirm, you're requesting the court appoint you joint managing conservator with the exclusive right to designate the residence within Texas, and you're requesting that Ms. McKinney get a standard possession order, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your Honor, I pass this witness.
You may call your next one.
Ms. McKinney, if the judge decides that Jazlyn is going to be residing with Mr. Lazaire, are you requesting visitation pursuant to a standard possession order?
Yes.
And where are you requesting the exchange for pickup and drop off to be?
I feel like a good halfway mark for both of us would be Brenham, Texas, because that's 2 hours for me and 2 hours for him.
Understood. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
You live in Elgin?
Elgin, Texas.
ELGIN?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And sir, you're in Galveston? Are you in Texas City?
Galveston.
You're like on the island?
That's correct.
It looks like Brenham to Galveston Island's like over 2 hours, and Elgin to Brenham is like 1 hour and 9 minutes, maybe 1 hour and 20 minutes, depending on traffic. His could be as bad as 2 hours and 30 minutes, depending on traffic. So I'm not sure Brenham is the halfway point.
I'm not really sure what the halfway point is. I know when I stayed in Killeen, that was like the halfway mark. I know I stay right off of the main highway, Judge. I stay off of 290, so maybe Houston, possibly. I'm not sure. I know possibly I could get to Houston faster now.
And keep in mind also, he's driving through Houston to get there, which, even if it's miles wise, it could be the same, quite frankly, miles wise, but driving through Houston is not easy.
And Your Honor, if I may ask a question?
Sure.
Just to help the parties in the next step, I'm hoping maybe I can get an agreement, but just for the reference of the parties, if is child support in a case like this is usually ordered, correct? Or it depends. Yeah, I'm asking just so that maybe we
Oh,
can,
yeah, yes, yeah, especially if we're gonna do a halfway point, yes.
just so that I can maybe try to, everyone could come to an agreement instead of having to come back on a hearing. That's why I wanted the parties to hear that.
Okay, I'll order the standard possession order.
And Your Honor, for clarification, is this the standard possession or order for parents residing more than 100 miles apart?
It is, because they are, so it'll be 1 weekend per month, of her choosing. And, I'm gonna order the pickup and drop off at, the Costco on 290. It's 26960 Northwest Freeway in Cypress, Texas.
Got it, Your Honor.
And the order will have all the specific details on how the pickup, how the visitation will go for over 100 for the visitation. And I guess we can do a final order. I still do recommend you take a parenting class. It might help with communication. And I'm going to specifically order that she has to, in addition to giving the notice per the order, she has to also give 3 days confirmation that she'll be going and exercising the visit. So he's not driving up to Costco on 290 for no reason. And the same for
Yeah.
you, sir. If something happens in either direction, like, things are going to happen, people are going to get sick, things, you might have to work. And I just don't want either of you having to drive a long distance for no reason. That's just going to make this worse, not better.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm ordering that each provide 3-day confirmation that you will be exercising. And sir, are you blocking her? Is there an issue with communication?
So the reason that she's blocked, she lives so far away. I pretty much co-parent with her mom. I've been co-parenting with her mom. If I have I need my daughter. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, unless there is like an actual reason though, I'm
No,
gonna order that you unblock her, because you're all gonna need to communicate on this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And Your Honor, if I may suggest to the court that the parties use app close for communication.
Sure, I'll order app close communication. But I
Yes,
still
and I
think
say
that we
something.
need to unblock her, because things are gonna happen, and if she's texting you that she got a flat tire and she's running late to Costco and it's on app close and you don't see that, I'd rather like, oh, she's running late, like maybe I'll go shopping while I wait for her or something.
Yes, ma'am.
That way you're not just sitting there fuming that she's not there when it's really
Right.
out of, and it can happen to you also. Like you could get a flat
Absolutely.
or traffic. You might hit very heavy traffic and need to let her know. And I think it's gonna be really hard. It's hard enough to text in a car. It's gonna be
Right.
really hard to use app close in the car. Like, hey, I'm in
Right.
really heavy traffic. There was a bad accident on 290. Well, because
Right.
it can happen to either of you, and it will.
Absolutely. I don't think I don't think app close would be necessary. I'll just unblock her.
Okay. And Your Honor, is this a final order
It's a
ruling
fine,
or
yeah. We might as well do this as a final order. And then if you want to go talk to them about this, the child support.
Yes, Your Honor, if we could be put in the breakout rooms, but again, Ms. Nora, if you can make sure everyone gets into one, and then Your Honor, I will let you know
Yes.
when we're ready to reapproach.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If y'all could both check a little